can prove it's working. What I'm interested in now is shooting and having the two-way missile interaction, which may not work, but we haven't tested it yet. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so they both are combat triggers because everybody runs their update at the same time. Each one tells each other, you better die at the end of this frame, or you subtract your health, right? So each one says, you lose 1 health, you lose 1 health. And then at the end of the frame, anybody with 0 health, when time is up at the end of a frame, just like real life, if you have no health, you die. So everybody, those both missiles say, hey, I have 0 health for some reason. I guess I better go away. So now let's test the idea that one missile, rock, paper, scissors, or really just rock, whatever, one wins. So if this thing has 2 health, I think it should take 2 shots, not the trigger, sorry, not the trigger, the host body. So imagine this is a missile. If this thing has 2, it's going to take out 2 ores shots before it dies. So this is how we could make a missile that like is better, or the big, like the dreadnought missile wins. Let me get up closer here. So I missed that first shot. I'm really bad at this. I apologize all the time. 1 shot, it killed my ores shot. Second shot, it kills it. We have the ability for any sort of combat trigger, which happens to be a laser for the Tremor, to interact with any other combat trigger now. That only took like, if you ignore all the parts where I was talking, it took like 2 hours. That's pretty cool. So I continue to be excited by how quickly we can make progress on things that are already kind of designed. I know there's some questions like, oh, does it subtract the health or whatever? But there's design work to do and then there's implementation work. The implementation stuff is just generally pretty fast. And, I was talking a lot about how this was challenging because I didn't want to there were kind of ugly walls I kept bumping into and I didn't know which way to take. But even what I have now, yeah, there's that switch statement where it cases something specially and that always makes me feel icky. But you know what? The ick is constrained to one single block of script. And if you have a hack or something that's a little ugly, make one really good hack and put it in one spot. Don't make one really good hack and put it at 100 spots, or even worse, make 50 really good hacks and put them in 50 different spots. Then you'll hate yourself. But one really good hack in one spot that you can maintain, oh, that'll work. And if we have more types than just like combatants and combat triggers, if we want these things to know how to interact with, I don't know, new objects we haven't come up with, if we want them to do that, I can expand that hack, but it still stays in one little spot, or we go back and rethink it, or, as the language evolves, I'll get some features that will help make this a little easier to do. But, it gets the job done, and it's satisfactory to me because it's in one place, and that's all I care about. Whether it's code deduplication, because I don't want to make that's how I was groaning about the rehits. I'm like, oh, I have to work on doing this because it's literally a copy paste of that line of that whole chunk where I'm trying to maintain it all in one spot. So that's me groaning over that. But if you condense it to one spot, that's